What is explanatory variable and what is response variable? That I will explain by using the example here, which I have mentioned, the height versus salary. So let us think like this: whether a salary of a person is like related to height of that person or not. Like if height is more, if the person height is 6 feet and or a person height is 5.5 feet, whether salary of a 6 feet person will be more than 5 feet person, or what is the relation of it, whether it is reverse or what it is. So here, by this example, you can think this height is explanatory variable and this is response variable. All right. So what explanatory variable means? If this is your response variable, you want to check what is you want to check the dependency of salary and whether that is explained by your height or not, by height of that person or not. Or second example, if we check shoe size or height, if a person height is more, then whether his shoe size will be like more or less, what it will be. So here, this will be a response variable and this will be explanatory variable. It means I want to check the response of shoe size based on height. So whether my height explains the shoe size relationship or not. If her height of a person is let's say 6'1", 6'2", so whether that shoe size will be high or not. Right here, this grant means scientific grant. So if like whether your scientific grant, the publication, research paper publication, that depends on the gender or not. If male has submitted the scientific paper, that will be granted, or a female will be like granted. Female has submitted, that will be granted, whether it has some dependency or not. Okay. So that case, this is our response same, and this is our explanatory variable. So whether gender drives this or not, or here height drives salary or not. That's why this is explanatory variable. In data science, you will see these terms like independent variable or predictor variable. So I will give you a simple example also. Like when we say, let's say y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, so here let's say I want to predict here salary, all right, is equal to this simple linear equation. Okay, this is linear equation, all right. So in that, if there is some relationship between m into height plus c, this is like constant, this is slope of it, and then here I am saying whether a person has the height is driving salary or not. If height here, if I can explain or get a salary value from the height here, that is why this x will be called as independent variable and this will be called as dependent variable, because this I am assuming that this is dependent on this x. So that is why I can say this height, that is also be called as explanatory variable or independent variable, and this salary will be response variable, outcome variable, another name, or dependent variable. Dependent variable, why I'm calling this as a dependent variable? Because this I am saying is dependent on this. Okay, so that is the difference between explanatory and response. Just keep these terms in mind: independent variable and predictor variable. These two terms you should keep that in mind. That will come later on and that will be used frequently. Mostly this independent variable, because we say always that the features or these x variables, we say as that these are independent variables and these y is dependent variable. Okay, which I want to predict in future. These kind of things you will hear a lot in future. Okay, so one more thing I want to discuss in this slide is here I am talking about the first example, height versus salary. See here, the height is continuous variable and salary is continuous variable as well, right? Because height will take some value like 5.5 or 5.6 feet or 6 feet, 6.1 feet. It is kind of continuous. It will vary. It will not be like it will take some discrete value. It might happen like 5.12. It will take the float values or random values in between some range, right? It will not be solely zero. It might be 2 to 7 or 8 kind of, or 3 to or 4 to 8 like that. Right? Same goes to salary. It can take any number between let's say 0 to 1,000 million. In this case it might happen, it might go after beyond 1,000 million also, that doesn't matter. But the thing is like there will be some range and it can take any value. and that will be numeric values, right? So that is why I'm saying this as this is continuous versus continuous. It means height is also continuous and salary is also continuous. The next example which I'm taking is height versus shoe size here. So the first is height. As I already talked about, this is continuous. And next is shoe size. Shoe size, it will not be like, you will not see a shoe size like 5.53, right? 2. This will not be a shoe size. This will be something like 5 or 6, and then 7, 10, like this, your value is taken. So I can say this is not a continuous, but you can say that this is a categorical variable, and it is ordinal in nature. So what is ordinal? It is, if I say like satisfaction level, let's say, if I take that as an example, if you have to rate any course or anything from 1 to 5, so 5 will be the highest and 1 will be the lowest. So this is a categorical, but it has a rank, right? Then it is ordinal. Similar thing goes to shoe size here. It will not take any value. So if I tell you to rate from 1 to 5, then you will not rate me 2.65, something like that. It will not take that value. I will say either 1, 2, 3, or 5. It's like discrete values you have to choose. And here 5 is greater than 1. If I want to give you if I want to give you a more context, like category, there is ordinal, and one more is nominal. Okay, so nominal is what? Like names. My name Alok here is nominal categorical value. It is also a categorical value, but that is nominal. It does not have any rank. Uh, 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 Alok, or if I talk about like sorry, Shivam or Vikas, like it is not like one thing is greater than some other name, or it is not like similar thing goes with gender also. In gender, you cannot say male greater than female, female greater than male, something like that. There is no rank to it. That those are on the same level, but there will be different values. All right. So here that is called nominal categorical value. But this is ordinal, where there is a fixed discrete values that can be taken, but there will be rank to it. Okay. Next is gender versus grant. Grant, it means like, I was talking about that scientific research paper that is submitted, whether that has been granted or not, that has been approved or not. Okay. So in that case, both is this will take yes or no as a value, right? Granted yes or no, and gender will be taken as male or female. All right. So both are categorical values. So this is categorical versus categorical.